Coming up on this week's episode, we've got some fantastic geeks joining us in the studio. Tessa Netting and Brizzy Voices make their Hogwarts radio debut as we dive straight into some unanswered questions left by the Crimes of Grindelwald trailer. Will we see the Deathly Hallows? How did Jacob get his memory back? And has Queenie been compromised? Our thoughts on the matter leave us shook. Also, Jude Law and David Heyman discuss Dumbledore and Grindelwald in an all-new interview. More details are coming to light about the new Wizarding World Orlando ride, and is a new Fantastic Beasts theme park in development. Finally, LEGO's Hogwarts Castle piece count is revealed, and we're left stunned. Get ready to have some fun. Hogwarts Radio is next. Broadcasting to the Wizarding World since 2008.
HPA&A's official Harry Potter podcast.
Official Harry Potter podcast.
This is Hogwarts Radio. This is Hogwarts Radio, episode 206 for July 29th, 2018. Hogwarts Radio is HPA&A.com's podcast discussing all things Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and the rest of the Wizarding World. For the quickest up-to-date news on the franchise, make sure you check out HPA&A.com. Hello, everyone, and this is Hogwarts Radio, broadcasting to Harry Potter fans worldwide since 2008. I'm Terrence Pinkston.
I'm Bailey Riddle.
And I'm Gretchen Rush. Our show can be found virtually anywhere online, such as iTunes, the Google Podcast app, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and other places where podcasts are aggregated.
It doesn't matter where or how you listen, just make sure to tap the subscribe button and we guarantee you'll have a new episode each Sunday.
We also invite you to visit hogwartsradio.com for on-demand episodes of the podcast. While you're there, you can browse the site to learn more about the show, the people behind the microphone, and how you can become a part of the team.
Hogwarts Radio is also on Patreon. By pledging, you'll have instant access to many benefits, including exclusive merchandise, access to the hosts, behind-the-scenes planning of the show, Hogshead Radio, and much more. Visit patreon.com/Hogwarts Radio to sign up today. Welcome, everybody, to episode 206, and no matter how long you've been doing this kind of thing, there's always a show where you're nervous. You got the butterflies in your stomach, and I think that this is one of those episodes. This week, we are joined by two fantastic geeks. They're known for their acting, voices, videos, podcasting, and really more views on YouTube than I can even count. And we are ecstatic to welcome Brizzy and Tessa to the show this week. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
We are here.
Yeah, I'm Brizzy.
And I'm Tessa.
Yeah, just to sort the voices.
Yeah, yes.
It gets harder. It gets harder to tell whose voice this is. I mean, because we have four ladies on the show here, and
Yeah, one of us is going to have to pick an accent.
okay, or a voice.
Good luck trying to figure it out, Terrence.
But we'll kind of go one by one here. Tessa, she's a YouTuber, an actress, a singer, a host, and all-around geek who has appeared on Broadway shows and various television shows, recently on Disney's Bunked. So, Tessa, what? How?
How do I do all these things?
How? Yes.
I don't sleep. Yeah, I like doing lots and lots of things, and I become very obsessed with the thing that I'm going after. So I pick a goal and I go after it until I accomplish it, and I also love it with all of my heart. So there's a lot of passion. So can you guess my house? From that? It's hard because a lot of people can get confused with my house because of depending on how you know me. If you see just my personality online, it comes off differently from if you know me in real life from if you just look at my accomplishments. So it's very hard to figure out what my house is. Can you guys guess, or do you know?
Well, so I was gonna say, so what is your house?
Well, my house is Ravenclaw. I am a very, very proud Ravenclaw. I have a Ravenclaw crest tattooed on my body, so it is real.
It's legit. It's for life.
Ravenclaw for life.
One day you'll meet J.K. Rowling, and she'll be like,
I've never felt a more Hufflepuff presence in my life. You're like, ah! I feel like at that point you would just get all of the house crest
100%.
tattooed, and you're like, no, I just have them all. So,
oh, definitely. If she said that, I'd be like, well, now I'm a Hufflepuff.
Just Hogwarts for life.
Yeah, totally. That's fine. That's fine. I just have a little crisis, but
yeah,
if she was like, you are a Hufflepuff, I'm like, well, I guess I am. You would know.
So,
yes.
Tessa, who's your favorite character in the Harry Potter films or series? Books?
Oh no. Probably Luna Lovegood, but it's hard because Hermione Granger is also like a really, really, she hits deep, man. I love her. And also I have a complicated relationship with Harry Potter. Sometimes I love him, sometimes I hate him. So he's up there as well. Little old Harry.
And your favorite book in the series?
Ooh, my favorite book is the first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher, Sorcerers, whichever stone you would like to choose. The stone of your choice. Harry Potter and the stone, whichever stone.
Your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 3. I think it's the most gorgeous. It's the most quotable. They look the most accurate, and it's just my favorite. It's gorgeous. I love it.
So your Patronus according to Pottermore.
Well, according to Pottermore, I've gotten a couple different ones because I took it a lot because I'm like, I don't know if this feels right, but it's definitely like I got like different types of dogs. I got like a hound, and then I got like a cat. So it's like, it's either, I've only gotten cats or dogs. So I've taken it like 4 times, and I got 2 different kinds of cats and 2 different kinds of dogs. So it's either a cat or a dog, but I like to think that my Patronus is a cat because I have a white cat, and she like is my Patronus. So.
I was gonna say, so it's definitely an animal, right?
It's definitely an animal, or like a sloth, Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, I'll take any Patronus, just Daniel Radcliffe's form, Totally.
Oh, wonderful! And how long have you been active just in Harry Potter community?
Oh wow. Let's see. I first read the books when I was in 3rd grade, and I found out that Harry goes to Hogwarts on September 1st, and that's my birthday. My birthday is September 1st. So when I found that out, I'm like, well, this is it. I'm a wizard. So I need to read this book immediately. So I went home and I was like, Mom, I need to go get this book. Went to the bookstore, got the book, finished it that like basically the next day, and that was it. I was hooked for life.
That is such an awesome birthday.
Yes, it is.
No.
It's like, and it was so special because like 19 years later just happened, and it was on my birthday, and I'm like, this is the best day of my entire life. Just this day, right now. This is it. Oh, it was so glorious. It was so wonderful. But yeah, I've been in the Harry Potter community for so long, and it's so special to me. And it's crazy. I did not think that my job would be so Harry Potter based, but here we are. Like, I do many Harry Potter related things for a living, and that is the coolest thing ever. And it's just like my dream as a child, because all I wanted as a kid was like I had an imaginary hippogriff. So like I wanted a hippogriff, and I just wanted to go to Hogwarts so bad. That was just everything. It was everything I wanted. And so now I'm just like in Hogwarts right now.
Well, never ever leave. Never ever leave.
Oh no. Always, man. For life.
Next, like I said, we've got Brizzy Voices, who is she's an American YouTuber. That's sure. Best known for creating videos of herself, performing voiceovers, funny impressions of animation characters, and she also occasionally posts videos like on crafts, makeup tutorials, hauls, challenges, games, and songs on her channel. She is a jack of all trades. I tried to think of a female name for Jack, and I couldn't. Jill of all trades. There you go. Yep. And oh my goodness, your videos are amazing. I love your impressions, everything. I mean, it's just, they're so entertaining, and I couldn't, like, sometimes, like, whenever I need to pick me up during the day. Yeah, they're really silly, but they're funny silly, and I just
good. Can we talk briefly about the one with Dan Fogler though? Because that one was awesome.
Yeah, this just happened. Yeah.
That was super cool.
Yeah, I was really happy that he was he was down to play and make ridiculous beast noises with me.
He was so good.
It was awesome.
So, Brizzy, what house are you associated with?
I'm also a hardcore Ravenclaw. I have very red hair, so people often guess Gryffindor. But I'm very obsessed with being very particular with things and finding creative solutions and studying things in their entirety. And I was very, very academic in school and just love all the learning and the knowledge. And riddles are my favorite thing in the world.
She's so good.
Puzzles, escape rooms. Like, I just love all the puzzles.
She's so good.
So, Ravenclaw.
Oh, my goodness. Favorite book in the Harry Potter series. And can I guess this one?
Yeah.
Your favorite
Yes.
your favorite book in the series is... maybe I shouldn't have guessed it. Prisoner of Azkaban? No?
Nope.
Okay, well, guess not.
Although that's a good Ravenclaw guess because there's time travel going on, so it's very complex and layered. So it's a good Ravenclaw guess for a Ravenclaw's favorite book. But it is The Deathly Hallows.
See, that was my initial guess. I should have gone with my gut. Doggone it.
That is so much camping.
Yes.
It's so much camping. But
Yes.
the end is worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it, but there's
It's
a lot
a journey,
of
Tessa.
I like the beginning of the journey. I'll start out. You'll take it home.
But it's so much trio goodness. You can't.
It is. It's emotional. it really ties it all together in a beautiful way.
It's just so beautiful.
So does that go hand in hand with your favorite movie? Is your favorite movie Deathly Hallows?
It does.
Yes.
Yeah. Deathly Hallows Part 2, I think, is my favorite.
Specifically, huh?
Yes. And really, that battle scene at the end with the and like the spiders all crawling around and the troll and like the trio running through all the battle. It's just so beautiful and goosebumps every time. And
gosh, I just relived the whole movie through my...
Yeah, and you know how when it goes through that scene, there's basically a piece from every movie along the way. Like, oh, fighting the spiders, oh, fighting the werewolf, oh, fighting the Dementors. Like, it's just, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
Your Patronus, according to Pottermore.
According to Pottermore, it is a Borzoi, which is a breed of dog. It's like tall and skinny and long hair and goofy.
See, you guys get all the cool ones. I had the dumb one, the brown bear. I mean, it's just like, that's not exciting.
Bears are great. Are you kidding me? Bears are wonderful. We are pro bear in this household.
Yeah, Merida would be proud.
Bears are wonderful. That's a great Patronus.
Yeah.
Merida would be proud, wouldn't she? Oh my goodness.
Embrace your Patronus, Terrence.
I am not going to embrace my Patronus. I want a re-Patronus. Whenever I see J.K. Rowling, I'm going to be like, look, I got a brown bear. I wanted something simple, something like a meerkat or can I have hers, like a pine marten or something like that?
Yeah.
It was just
Do you think if we
cool.
keep talking about Jo, like we're definitely going to meet her, that's going to make it happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's twice now. We just got to send those vibes into the universe.
Yeah, attract it into your life, man.
Absolutely.
Starbucks in Scotland.
Yes, go to all the Starbucks in Edinburgh for a year. Eventually, it'll happen.
Yeah.
I will make that my life's journey. I will ride every single bus as well because I heard that she likes to ride the bus still. Yeah.
Take the bus to Starbucks.
That's how I'm going to use my next year of my life. I've decided.
Makes sense.
So
I can think of worse things to do with a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a year in Edinburgh? That sounds amazing.
So, Brizzy, how long have you been active in the Harry Potter community?
Started reading me the books around the same age as Tessa, so 3rd grade or 4th grade. As far as the community goes, I remember I started HarryPotter.com house forums when I was like 12. So that was into like the community of it all. And then I wasn't really part of the greater community as far as like, a YouTuber community and like everyone talking about the fandom until a lot later, I think, when I started doing the YouTube stuff and finding other people who are into the Harry Potter-ness and celebrating it like that. And in college, when I started playing on the Quidditch team. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What position did you play in Quidditch?
I was a beater.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. It really does.
Yeah, I broke my collarbone, but it was still fun.
So intense.
Wow.
It's very hardcore.
It is.
The things we do for Harry
Bru-
Potter.
Brew game Quidditch. You know, the twins were not lying whenever they said that.
No.
Okay, so let's. I thought we could kick off this episode with a question, and I mean, this is what happens whenever I browse Reddit, like at 3 o'clock in the morning because I can't sleep. I see all these questions, and it's one came to mind, and I was like, well, it got the wheels turning a little bit, which is bad at 3 a.m. because I want to be asleep. I don't want to be thinking about a character's life story. But what non-central character's life story would we like to read about, and why? So, Gretchen, let me hand this off to you because you had a thought immediately after I put this question in our show document.
Immediately. Oh my gosh, I just threw my pencil because I'm so excited. So my thought wasn't immediate. I had to think for a second. And then I came up with who I think is one of the most interesting non-central characters, Molly Weasley, or Molly Pruitt, is I believe her maiden name. And I just think she is such a wonderful character in the series, and I would love to read like her at Hogwarts. I think it'd be fascinating, and learning more about her family because they're very interesting as well, and about what she studied and her relationship with Arthur as a child and an adult. I just think that would be some cool information. So that's who I picked.
That's actually pretty good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's great. What
She's
like
great.
an amazing like badass witch. What a woman.
Yes, I want to see the beginnings of that badass witch. I'm about that.
Yes. Origin story.
Yeah.
Origin stories. I actually want to say I'm torn. I'm really torn because I want to learn more about Dumbledore's life story, but I feel like we know so much of it already, and I feel like we're gonna get so
Yeah, we're literally getting that right now.
we are
We already know the basics. We know like the foundational
We know some
moments.
pieces, yeah.
Without the details.
That's what I want to see. Is I want to see the duel between him and Grindelwald. The first duel where Ariana dies. I can
There's
imagine.
an amazing fan film on YouTube that my friend made that you should check out. I became friends with him because I saw the film and I was like, this is amazing. It's called The Greater Good. So if you look up The Greater Good short film on Scene, and it's got wonderful effects, wonderful setting and cinematography and everything.
I am obsessed with that fan film. That's the one that I
Oh,
found.
you've already seen it. Okay.
I have, yeah, and I love it to death. I mean, I have to sit there, like I put it on my TV, and I'll watch that in between my viewings of Harry Potter movies. But it's just, it's so well done. It's so emotionally charged.
The guy who made that then made Severus Snape and the Marauder short film, and then right now he is working on an audio drama that I am playing young Bellatrix in about the first Wizarding War, not the first one with Grindelwald, but the Voldemort Marauders era. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it. I can't imagine it getting much better than that fan film. But I do want to see like a Jude Law and I want to see Johnny Depp go at it. Yeah.
Don't you worry.
You will. Have you seen that trailer? Man. He got that twinkle in his eye.
So Bailey, what about you? Which character would you like to learn about?
You know, I thought about this all day while I was at work, and I decided the person I'd most like to see is Fleur Delacour's backstory before we ever meet her in Goblet of Fire. I think there's a lot more to Fleur that we don't ever get.
Huh.
That'd be so cool.
Interesting.
That is, I would never have guessed that, but
that's a deep cut.
I was going for something off the wall.
Like, we don't know anything about it. I'd be down to learn.
I'd be down to learn more about the Vila bit of her, you know?
Yeah, do we get to meet her grandmother? Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. The plot thickens. So, Brizzy, Tessa, what about you? Is there any character that you would like to learn about?
Mine is Phileas Flitwick.
Oh, that's a really good choice.
I just want to know what it's like growing up as a part goblin wizard and being a beast at charms, and he's the ultimate Ravenclaw, so I just want it.
Well, I am Marauders trash, so I just want everything. I want to know everything about the Marauders. I want a mini series on BBC about all of the Marauders. I need it in my life. I love Sirius Black. Okay, I just like, I'm in love with him. I'm in love with Lupin. I like their friend group seems fun. Unlike Harry, like just being annoying. Like, no, it would be so much fun. It's like Fred and George, like to the next level. Just seems like such an interesting, like, dynamic of a group. And I just want to know, like, how they formed that bond of friendship and what went wrong. And like, if you could see just like if certain relationships like were showing of later time, like it's cool to see like friendships from the beginning and then see where they go. Like, we already know where it ends up, so I want to see the beginning of it. I love them. I just love the Marauders.
So how many Marauders fanfics have you written?
Oh, well,
too many.
Yeah, I haven't written any, but I've read many Marauders fanfics. Dreary is my personal favorite.
Of course.
Where if fanfic is concerned, there's so many good ones out there. But yeah, Wolfstar all the way, baby.
Serious Remus, I assume. Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Well,
they're in love.
There has been a lot happening over the past couple of weeks. Last week we got the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, there's just been so much to talk about, and it's wonderful because, you know, all we have been going off of over the past few months are just like new Lego sets, pop vinyls coming out, and this is actually we've got some meat on the bones now. This is great. I wanted to ask Brizzy and Tessa, what did you guys think of the trailer?
Well, this is actually perfect timing.
Yeah.
Our next episode that we are releasing, it's all about the trailer. We are breaking down the trailer shot for shot, scene for scene, every single thing. We're picking it apart. It's like our favorite, as Ravenclaws, it's our favorite thing to do.
Yeah, to like pause and zoom in on
and
this text and try to
overanalyze everything.
Yeah, and that episode's coming out 2 days before this podcast episode, so it's already out.
It's already out. Go listen to it.
We have thoroughly analyzed this trailer.
Analyzed the whole thing. And oh my gosh, there's so much information in there.
It's also so good.
It is. We are big fans of Fantastic Beasts. Like, we are very excited for this movie. We cannot wait. It's like so much of a thriller.
Yeah, so much going on.
Yeah, it seems so much darker than the first one. It's so epic. I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
So I wanted to dig into it just a little more because we did the same thing, much as you two ladies have done on your show. We went bit by bit, scene by scene, frame by frame in our last episode. And whenever I say frame by frame, guys, I'm not lying. I think Luke took like 500 screenshots and we had them all lined up and ready to go. And it was a lot of fun. We did that live on YouTube last weekend with our patrons. But now that we've had kind of a week to digest it, I do want to dig into it a little bit more. And I noticed that there was a lot of discussion happening around this. We kind of touched on it in our trailer discussion, but really I want to hit on it one more time. The use of the Deathly Hallows symbol, and people all over the internet are just theorizing, are we going to see the Hallows?
I'm not sure if we're going to see the Hallows or not.
Right? The ring, it depends. Where are they right now?
Yeah. And also,
the ring has a stone, I assume. Don't know where that is right now. The cloak, I assume, is with like James's parents or something.
Yeah. In Harry's bloodline.
So I think this is where
The
like
Elder
people
Ones.
might be getting confused because it's not that we're going to be seeing the Hallows. I mean, yeah, we see the Elder Wand, of course. We see that in the trailer.
But that's tied to Grindelwald. Like the Hallows is tied to Grindelwald, so that's kind of where the Hallows is coming into play. I'm not sure if we're gonna necessarily see every single.
It's possible we'll see 2 out of 3. I highly
Yeah.
doubt we would see the invisibility cloak.
Yeah,
Right.
but I mean, if we're Flamel, we might see another stone. So I think that we're more likely to see another type of stone than that
Yeah.
resurrection stone. That's just all I'm saying.
So I think the Deathly Hallows are much more symbolic in this movie or in this film franchise, really. Like I said, yeah, sure, the Elder Wand, we see that, of course.
Yeah.
But, the Deathly Hallows symbol itself was just synonymous with Grindelwald, much as
Right.
the swastika was to Hitler. So, and it's funny that they're both in the same kind of time frame. That's really scary there. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Gee.
Gee whiz.
So yeah, I mean the Hallows themselves, I don't think we will see them at all, but we will be seeing a lot of that symbol, the Deathly Hallows symbol.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Definitely.
let's touch on something else. It seems like Jacob got his memory back. We have an explanation on it not really being explained, right, Gretchen?
Right. We have a non-explanation from Dan Fogler. He did a exclusive interview with MuggleNet, and they were like, "So he's got his memory back," and he said, "It's not explained exactly why, but he does have some recollection for sure. Yeah, I think you see it at the end of the first one. It comes flooding back to him. So I guess we already saw that part."
Yeah, that's a surprise.
I didn't know that until he pointed it out.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to me in the first one that it was more of an inkling and it was starting to come back, but I didn't think it all flooded back.
Me either.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it seemed like a possibility, like there was hope, but it didn't seem like, oh, you, like it wasn't.
It's a pretty big leap to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what we're trying to say here is, if you need a memory charm, don't go to Queenie, right?
Oh, Queen.
Oh my goodness.
I love her.
So that beast that we see at the very end with Newt, kind of the big one with the teeth all over the place. I don't know what it was. I don't know how to describe it. Looked like a big cat
The
with
never-ending
It's a
story.
Muppet.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a Muppet.
It's a Muppet.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
animal.
Animal.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. That beast has a name. What's its name, Gretchen?
That beast is called a zoo. No idea if I'm saying that correctly.
Sounded like Eddie said Zo.
Zo?
A Zoe?
So?
Zo?
So maybe, but there's an extra.
I think it's
OU
like,
after it.
yeah, maybe it's
Zo.
like Zo.
Zo.
Yeah, like subtle. Zo.
Zao?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Zowzas. Well, now that we butchered that, apparently it's a Chinese beast. And he said that Eddie Redmayne said there was a woman who worked with him to teach him one single word of Mandarin so he could say it in the movie. But he made a joke that the scene was cut because his Mandarin was so bad. Oh,
Oh.
Poor Newt.
Eddie.
Oh,
Poor
but,
Newt.
but I want it to go to China, though. I want the next movie to be in China. So you
Yes.
should practice.
Yeah, gotta work on that Mandarin, Eddie.
Work on the Mandarin. I want to see all the dragons. Are you kidding me? Freaking, there'd be such amazing beasts in China. And I want them to have like a battle on the Great Wall. Like, do it.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
I want it so badly.
So this is one thing that we don't know. We don't know the narrative of the story. We don't know how the story will flow. I mean, we could theorize about what we've seen so far, but really, this got me thinking about, like, will the narrative of this story follow like a young Newt, a young Dumbledore, a younger Grindelwald in a series of flashbacks on how they got into their current situations, kind of setting the stage for the third movie. Because the young Newt, of course, has been cast.
Yeah. I doubt that would be at all close to a majority of the movie. I feel like that would just be a small bit.
I think there will be flashbacks, but I don't think it'll be like people will be like, oh, that's the flashback movie.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
where it'll be like known for the flashbacks. But I think there's definitely going to be some in there explaining, because like you need to figure out like these relationships. Because I mean, as Potter fans, we know them, but for people, there are people that literally just watch Fantastic Beasts movies, which is crazy, but it has happened. It's weird. Like my family, like I don't know. Anyway, and they need to know, like, you know, where these, and just as a reminder to Potter fans there's Potter fans that have just seen the movies and they don't like know as much. So it's be like, listen, this is how it happened. This is how we got to this point. And but I do not think that it's gonna be so many flashbacks that it's like flashback. No. What do you guys think?
As long as it doesn't become like Lost, where you have flash sideways and flash forwards and all that other stuff, I'm fine with, you know, the flashbacks. And, you know, I agree with you. They're not going to be the majority of the movie. We'll see bits and pieces, and that's really going to, I think, shape the narrative for setting the narrative. But yeah, it definitely not going to be the whole movie. Absolutely.
I mean, David Yates is really good at like going in like that Snape scene and stuff like that. He's good at creating those types of flashbacks.
Yes.
And making it look really gorgeous and cinematic. But I just don't feel like J.K. Rowling would write like so many flashbacks. It's just not her style.
Agreed.
You know,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't do that since she's writing it. That's awesome.
So let's talk about this for a moment. And I mean, we didn't mention this on last week's episode, but Johnny Depp, he looks okay. So you can't deny he looks great as Grindelwald. Fantastic. How hard is it going to be for people to accept him in this role now that we've seen more of him in this movie?
As the character of Grindelwald, or as just being cast in the movie?
I mean, kind of, well, I think he nails the character of Grindelwald from what we've seen so far. But as far as being cast in the movie is where I'm going with it.
I mean, I honestly still don't know if he's gonna, like, he hasn't won me as a Grindelwald yet, honestly, because I thought that whatever his name is, Colin, was so good.
That's true.
I also just like love him. So it was kind of hard when he turned into him at the end. I was like, wait, no, I just fell in love with you as this character. Like, I wanted to see you in it. So it's, as an audience member, I need to still be convinced, because I'm not convinced yet just from the trailer. So if it is convincing by the end of it, but for me, I'm still not completely on board because I loved Colin so much, if that makes sense.
Tessa, you were at Comic-Con, and whenever Johnny made an appearance as Grindelwald, did you get to see him at all?
I wasn't there. I wasn't at that specific panel because I just got in that morning. I was only there for one day, and I was moderating a fictional games in real life panel with like Quidditch and Saber Guild and all that kind of stuff. It was amazing. Right after that panel, so I didn't have enough time to check that out, unfortunately, but I of course like saw it all over the internet, as one does. And I didn't like that, because that's what freaking Loki did.
Oh, did he?
Yes, that's what Tom Hiddleston did, and I'm like, this is a cop out.
That's what people have been saying. They're like, Tom did it better. Like, just don't try.
You can't try to mess with freaking Tom Hiddleston, because he literally like nailed it. He's the perfect Loki, and I was like, nah, this is a mistake, boys. Don't do this.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't gotten enough charm from Johnny Depp to be Grindelwald. Not from what I've seen. I mean, clearly he's very popular in this trailer, but I feel like we haven't gotten the right. Like, I imagine him with these, you know, the blonde locks and this beautiful boy who is very charismatic and wins people over,
like Jamie Campbell Bower.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I feel like we haven't seen that yet. But I don't know.
We're waiting. We'll see.
He still has some more proving to do, it sounds like. All right.
Well, that's what this movie is.
I feel like it feels like he's kind of rushed to the unhinged, crazy Grindelwald that I feel like he should end up at once he's more defeated.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I'll get on board with that.
We'll see.
We'll see. That's right. Well, let's move on to a few announcements that we have this week. Our Hogwarts Radio weekend was so much fun. We had a blast waking up in the wee hours of the morning, and I'm talking wee hours in the morning, Bailey, 4 a.m. to provide a chat commentary on our episodes. We really loved interacting with everybody over on YouTube. So thank you to those of you that have participated with that, and we look forward to doing more Hogwarts Radio weekends in the future. Also, thank you, everybody. To those of you that have rated and reviewed the podcast over on iTunes, we really appreciate your support over there and any other platform that you've reviewed us on. Our About Us page has been updated with a complete host wall of fame for hosts that have shaped the show throughout its 10-year history. Even though they may not be on the podcast that often, Hogwarts Radio will always be there to welcome them home. A Hogshead Radio update. We just really want to thank you guys so much for your support. We've received nothing but positive reviews about Hogshead Radio. Our next episode will be out on July 31st, so be sure to check that out over on Patreon. Also, I will be making an appearance over at LeakyCon on August 10th as a part of the Keeping It Fresh Potter Podcast in 2018 panel. The synopsis of that particular panel is it's been 11 years since the last book was released and 7 since we saw the last movie, and Potter Podcast managed to stay relevant after all this time. Whether they've been producing content for a decade and a half or a year and a half, whether you prefer to go chapter by chapter or bit by bit, join hosts of our favorite podcast for a conversation about working in this area of the fandom and this era of podcast popularity. And I really do look forward to meeting some of you guys. It's going to be on the main stage at, I believe, this is tentative according to LeakyCon's schedule, 4:30 p.m. on August 10th. It's going to be lots of fun.
I'm going to be at LeakyCon too.
Oh my God.
I am going to be at LeakyCon as well. I'm going to be doing many sorting panels, and I'm going to be at every Ravenclaw meetup. So I'm going to be at a Ravenclaw meetup on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm doing the sorting non-Hogwarts students panel, the sorting film and TV characters panel, the sorting characters from other book series panel, sorting Hamilton, and sorting Disney characters panel.
Oh my gosh.
All the things.
Oh.
I am the sorting hat.
Oh my gosh. Like,
we love sorting so much. On our podcast, we sort almost every episode.
Yeah. We just sorted a bunch of people's dogs from Twitter.
Yeah.
It's fun.
We just love Hogwarts houses. It's so interesting to us. You know, it's our Zodiac, man. We love it.
It's like, what's your Zodiac? I'm a Gryffindor. You're
yeah,
what?
Exactly.
People looking at you like you're crazy. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. I'm actually only going up for the day, but I would love to make it to a couple of your panels. That's going to be so amazing.
No, we can meet.
Absolutely.
We can meet IRL.
Ooh.
It'd be great.
Ooh.
Yes.
Gretchen, you are going to be on the con circuit as well this upcoming weekend.
Yes, I will be in Gen Con in Indianapolis August 2nd through 5th. I'm not presenting or doing any sorting panels. I'm just going for fun. So if you're going to be there as well, tweet me at GretchaSketcha and we can do a meetup. I'm going to pretty much all of the Harry Potter things because there's about 3. So I will be at the Harry Potter Yoga and I'll be playing the 5 Years After Voldemort, Harry Potter Dungeons and Dragons inspired roleplay game. And then there's another like Harry Potter story time game. So I'll be there too.
Oh my goodness. It is con season is in the air. Can you guys smell it?
Smells like humans.
Unfortunately, yes.
It smells like oh my gosh. Well, okay, so we're finally to the news, and there's been a lot of it since I'm not going to say been off, but have been focused on other things. So Gretchen, catch us up on what's been going on.
I mean, literally so much of this came out even since Sunday when we did our last episode. So the first thing came out today. Pottermore did a series of interviews with the Crimes of Grindelwald cast, and pretty much the most exciting part of it is that Eddie Redmayne said that the Niffler had babies.
I think this was said before. I've
was this said before
about this? I'm surprised we haven't seen them yet. You think they'd be using it to draw people in?
But they were not in the trailer. We were disappointed. No baby Nifflers.
Niffler
I am
babies.
so ready for baby Nifflers.
Oh
It's
my
going
God.
to be adorable.
Oh, it's like
My
it's
heart
our
gets so
porgs.
happy thinking about it.
It's our porgs. We need them.
So true. So that was exciting. And then some of these other quotes are cool too. Ezra Miller said that the connections between Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts kind of multiplies in this movie, which, like, obviously, because we're seeing Hogwarts. But that's still pretty exciting to think about. The other kind of interesting thing that has cropped up lately, Allison, I'm going to say her last name wrong. Is it Sudol or
Sudol?
Sudol? Is that how you say it?
Sudol,
Not exactly
I think.
sure.
Sudol. That's how I've been pronouncing it the past.
That's
3
how I've
years.
been saying it, but I have no idea.
Oh, I thought it was Sadal.
Oh,
Well, Allison, who plays Queenie, she was in an interview with Entertainment Weekly and was asked to say something about her character, and she said, "Oh, I can't say a single thing." So then in this Pottermore article, she said, Queenie goes through a very different storyline this time, which obviously I can't say anything about, but just how to maintain the excellence of her and also let her grow was a challenge. But it was also really interesting as an actor to explore that. So what do we think is going on with Queenie? Because she can't tell us a single thing about her role. I'm
She's sad.
dying.
She's sad in every single shot that we see her of every single trailer, photo,
Seriously.
image. She's a sad girl, and we don't like her sad because she was so happy and full of life in the first one. I think her brain is gonna be controlled by Grindelwald, and she's gonna be evil, and it's gonna be. I know this is me and my weird theorizing, but I honestly think that she's gonna be like brainwashed by Grindelwald.
I could see her being tortured and taken advantage of. I don't know if she could actually be controlled like her actions.
I don't know. He's
Ugh.
powerful. Pretty powerful.
I could see him making her into a spy for his side. That would be really interesting.
Right. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
what are you guys doing to my Queenie? No, I don't want to think about it like this.
I know.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too, and it makes me really sad and scared. But it is very interesting thematically.
I mean,
to
as an
consider.
actor, that would be so fun.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Be so like lovely and nice and full of life, and then turn like evil. That's like every actor's dream, honestly. So.
Kind of the other interesting character who we don't know much about, Zoe Kravitz, who's playing Lita Lestrange. She said in like a little snippet, she said, "Lita is not who you think she is."
Oh, this is such an interesting quote because it's like, does she mean what we think she is right now or what we think she is when we meet her? Like, because right now our only interpretation, our only impression of her is, oh, she's a Lestrange and oh, she's a taker. And so those are the only things that we know. And if she's not that, then that means she's actually sweet. If she's not what we think she is, and because we meet her in this movie and she's like super sweet, it's because she's not sweet. Like, what is it?
She's hot. I'm down. She is so gorgeous.
No, she's not what you think she is. She's not gorgeous.
I know that she's gorgeous, but that's the one thing we do know about her because, oh my gosh, holy crap.
She's somebody
Every
in
single,
poly.
like still that she's in that movie. Not only does she look stunning, like her outfits are so cool. Like I can't wait for the Lita cosplays are gonna be so good.
Oh yeah.
That just made me think, is she somebody in Polyjuice Potion disguise?
It's already been done. We're not.
Yeah. She's known for Polyjuice.
Technically, it hasn't been done yet. I mean,
First Polyjuice.
Crouch is the unoriginal one.
One of the other interesting things, so Jude Law has been saying a lot about Dumbledore and Grindelwald because obviously, or not obviously, I guess, but Johnny Depp hasn't been doing interviews and Jude Law has been doing a bunch. So it's been kind of interesting to hear about things from his perspective. And he said, it's no secret that there was an incredibly intense relationship shared by these two in the past, and this is referenced in the film. Quite to what extreme that got to, I'm not going to reveal, because it's a sort of twist and layer to the story that is eventually understood and unlocked and will lead on to the next chapter of the story.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
So delicious.
Yes, that's what we want.
I think it's gonna be like a beautiful, tragic sort of slow burn reveal to like the true intensity.
Slow
of it
burn
all.
fanfics are the best. So slow burn, like, come on, that's what you need. People are like, they want it right away, and I'm like, no, that's not what you want. You want it to build. You want to, because then at the end, it's really going to mean something. If you get everything right at the beginning, then you're not building to anything. And I think that's that's what this whole movie is. This whole movie franchise is going to build up to that ultimate moment.
Yeah.
So we need to be wanting it and ready for it. So
We have to put something in 5 movies.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I was actually surprised at how a lot of people were like, what do you mean they're not going to both be like seen together in this movie? And I was like, of course
I
not,
think
not
it was
yet.
most people just kind of misinterpreted the quote as being
relationship
at all.
wise,
Like they're
right.
gonna like completely
Gloss
ignore or
over it,
deny that they were ever actually romantic or there were romantic feelings there. When it's really just about this specific movie and there's 3 more.
Right.
Yeah.
That quote was a PR nightmare, so
Yeah, for sure.
It was just a horrible interview altogether.
horrible interview. Hey, speaking of David Heyman, he gave a better interview, I promise. So he said that Grindelwald is scarier than Voldemort. He said it's about the dangers of absolutism and fundamentalism. We see that in Grindelwald. For me, Grindelwald is a scarier villain. He's very persuasive. One can see the rationale in his arguments, which doesn't mean his mythology is right. What do we think about that?
Like Killmonger.
Oh yeah, those are the best. Those are the best kind of villains. The ones where you can kind of see their side and kind of see where they're coming from, and they're not just trying to kill a child like one single kid.
Who would do that?
For like years and years. So it's interesting. It's very like Killmonger, Magneto, even Thanos. Like we've seen those villains where like when you think about it, you're like, oh, that makes sense from your point of view, and so you're not. Are you evil if what you believe you're doing is right
For the greater good?
So yeah, I think it'll be great. I think he will be scarier. And what I'm wondering is how powerful, like, and how are we going to see that power? And is he already at his peak right now? I don't know. So that's what I'm wondering, if he's like at his peak or if he will get there.
Yeah.
I hope not. It's only movie 2.
It almost seems like he's still trying to amass more followers from what we've seen in the trailer so far.
Well,
that makes sense.
Part of what makes him so dangerous is because he's so charming. You know, that's what made Tom Riddle dangerous before he became Voldemort, was that he was just so charming. He got whatever he wanted by using that charm and that swag or that swag. And
yeah, right. But that's like what Brizzy was saying, where we haven't seen that from Johnny Depp yet. So like we need to see that, because that's going to be a huge, it's going to get people on board and be like, oh, that's why people are following him, because he's so charming.
Because we totally saw that with Colin Farrell and Credence. He did such a good job of manipulating Credence.
Right.
Right. So good.
Exactly. So that's
good.
Hard for us, because we saw that happen and we were on board. So now like Johnny has to take that and be right on that same level, which is hard. So I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can get on that same level.
Yeah. Heyman also gave a better quote about Dumbledore and Grindelwald. So we should all just reference this one now instead of his other horrible quote. He said, Dumbledore and Grindelwald have a complicated romantic history, meaning Dumbledore knows him better than anyone and how to use Newt to get close to him. An important thing to remember about Dumbledore is that he is a master manipulator. He manipulated Harry. Magic can solve a lot of things, but sometimes it's no match for a bit of political maneuvering.
Oh, Dumbledore. Classic.
Oh, Dumbledore.
Classic Dumbledore. Man. Pawns in a chess game. I can't wait. Because Dumbledore is flawed too. That's why this movie is going to be good, because you're going to see parts of Grindelwald that hopefully people will be like, oh, I feel bad for him. And then you're going to see parts of Dumbledore that's like, oh, he's not that great. That's why complicated characters are great. That's why J.K. Rowling's so amazing. She writes these characters that some people love and some people hate.
Mm-hmm.
It's so polarizing, but it's because they're complicated. That's what makes them interesting.
Yeah. Wonderful reveal of how it's all Dumbledore's fault that Grindelwald made it this far at all, or even had this idea, even maybe really set him on his path.
Totally.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. So that was a lot of news for Crimes of Grindelwald. Not that I ever get sick of talking about it. But we also have other Muggle related news. So They just released the cover and more details about Harry Potter: A History of Magic. This book is similar to Harry Potter: A Journey Through a History of Magic, but guess what? It's different. So Harry Potter: A History of Magic is the official companion book to the exhibition that was in London, but is now coming to New York City. That details kind of the history of magic and has a bunch of stuff on display. So that is coming to New York City October 5th. I'm going October 6th. If anyone wants to go the same day, I'm going like 2 p.m. I'll meet you there. And this book is going to be similar to the other one, but it's going to have an American twist, they call it. So it'll have pieces by Brian Selznick and Mary Grand Prix, and it's going to have just little changes, looks like. So also at the exhibition, they've announced the changes for that. So it's going to have both of those things I just mentioned, but it's also going to have costumes from Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is cool, the Broadway version. So that book, the ebook comes out on October 4th, and the hardcover comes out on October 9th. Was anyone else going to the exhibition in New York City?
I was going to ask, is it still in New York City?
What do you mean?
I thought it was making its way around the world. Last we heard it was like in Australia or something like that, right?
Oh, well, it doesn't open in New York until October, so.
Wait, wasn't it in New York? Or is this?
It was in London.
I think it's a different exhibition. It's not the original one that was going around a long time ago.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
This is the History of Magic one.
Okay, I totally didn't know that. There's like 4 different things going on.
There's too many things.
Yeah,
There's too many things. Yeah, this one
There's
is
never
like,
too many things.
okay. Well, my wallet would beg to differ. This one is like the real life history and kind of where she got her inspiration from, and artifacts from history. All right, Bailey, why don't you take these next 2 pieces so I can stop talking?
This is right up my alley. Okay, so we have some new photos of the ride that's coming to Wizarding World in Orlando. Attractions Magazine collected a series of photos updating fans on the new roller coaster ride coming to Hogsmeade. It's taking place of the Dragon Challenge ride, which closed last September. Dragon Challenge was a thrill ride, and the new roller coaster is said to be of a more family-friendly ride with fewer dramatic drops and corkscrew flips. And Universal is being pretty typical and keeping tight-lipped about the coaster. So hopefully this will open sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I want it right now. I want it right now. Do you guys have any theories about what it is? I have a theory.
I mean, okay, so first of all, it looks massive, whatever it's going to be. If you look at it in scale, because the article over there on MuggleNet it has all the photos of from Attractions Magazine, and it just, if you look in scale, the size of Hogsmeade versus this area that's under construction, it's huge. I think it's going to be some sort of a Forbidden Forest ride where you're going to take a journey like past Hagrid's hut, like past Aragog's lair, and all that other stuff. I mean, just like something like that. What does everybody else think?
That sounds cool.
I think that you're either going to be riding with like Hagrid, like, you know, in like Harry's little car next to Hagrid, or you're going to be in the Fort Anglia.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think that that's going to be like the vehicle part of it. I do agree. I think it's going to be a Forbidden Forest because it would work perfectly for like where structure, like where everything is. That would make a lot of sense. And I really either wanted to be the Fort Anglia or to be like with Hagrid. Cool to just be like flying, to feel like you're flying in one of those like iconic Harry Potter related things where you can fly,
Ooh.
like other than a broom. So, you know,
Or an enchanted couch.
Enchanted couch. That's more Simpsons.
That would be cool if they could like alternate, like you get in the Fort Anglia, or you get on Sirius's motorbike, you know, go through that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like motorbike and sidecar would be hard to get a lot of people on at the same time. And
Agreed.
Really,
Not very cost effective.
yeah.
Right.
Put that
I feel like if I don't get to fly around in a Fort Anglia now, I'm going to be really upset.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's a great idea.
I just think that'd be so cool, and it would make so much. Universal, I love you. Listen,
Well,
but
that's
I can't wait because
yeah.
every ride that they've done so far, they've nailed. So
Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They have. And in other Wizarding World news, there might possibly be a new theme park coming to Universal Orlando. There's rumors floating around that There's going to be a potential Fantastic Beasts theme park with a new patch of land that has speculated to have been purchased by Universal. Orlando Weekly has reported that Universal Studios has trademarked the name Fantastic Worlds for use with amusement parks.
Oh my gosh.
World.
I don't think that's Fantastic Beasts. That'd be super cool, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it's Fantastic Beasts either, but that's so...
It's just such a weird coincidence. I guess it
Right.
explains that like they sent out a survey to members or something, some kind of insider people, and said like, of these 4 names, which would you like? And they were like random names and then Fantastic Worlds. And I'm like, Fantastic Worlds. Oh gosh. Like, why would you even, if it's not Fantastic Beasts, why would you even pick that?
They just want to tease us.
Horrible.
I don't think they would do like it would make sense to have maybe like one shop or something. Like I think they should do that. Like in the New York section, have like one little like fantastic like Newt's Case or something. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, because right now they don't sell like
they don't sell
anything
anything.
Fantastic
No,
Beasts.
they don't sell
Mhm.
anything. But I don't think so. Unfortunately, that'd be so cool though.
I don't know if they could make a whole world out of the Fantastic Beasts series quite yet. You know, it's like,
Right.
what have we seen so far? We've seen like old school New York, and that's
Right.
pretty much it. You know,
There's
So-
there's nothing like I mean, old school New York is iconic, but if we're going to be in different locations for all 5 films, you can't really. There's no like specific place that you will think of, I guess, when you think of Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Well, and I
Suitcase.
Yeah, I think this makes it seem like they're opening up an entirely new park, and I think that it's a big stretch to say that an entire park could be based on Fantastic Beasts.
Mhm.
That'd be pretty crazy.
That
And-
would be cool, but I just don't think so.
I mean, yeah. And plus they just rebranded to the Wizarding World. You know, I don't think they would call it Fantastic Worlds. I think they would just like whatever they're going to incorporate for Fantastic Beasts later on, it's just going to be part of Wizarding World, you know.
Yeah, because that's their new logo and everything.
Mhm.
They're like putting everything under Wizarding World.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, Gretchen, what's our last news story of the day?
Our last news story is super cool. So, Lego has announced the largest Harry Potter Lego set ever. And of course, it is our beloved Hogwarts. It's also the second largest Lego set that they have ever released. Can anyone guess what the first largest Lego set is?
We looked it up. This
You looked it up?
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, Ravenclaw over here.
yeah, we were trying to figure out if it was the second largest Harry Potter set or ever. Yeah.
So yeah, the largest one is the Millennium Falcon.
Correct. It's bigger by over 1,000 pieces. So
Oh
the
my
Millennium Falcon
gosh.
clocks in around 7,000 and change, and Hogwarts is going to be 6,020 pieces, which is still absolutely insane. And it's going to have a ton of stuff. So you're getting minifigures of the Hogwarts founders, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. And then you're getting 27 micro figures. And keep in mind that they're micro figures, so they're smaller. They look a little different from the minifigures, but it's to scale, which is, I think, really cool. So you're going to get Dumbledore, Filch, Bellatrix, Umbridge, Draco Malfoy, Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Voldemort, McGonagall, Lupin, Ron Weasley, Severus Snape. 3 students from each of the 4 houses, random. I'll take it. Aragog, the Basilisk, 5 Dementors, random number, a buildable Hungarian horntail dragon, 2 chess pieces, and the Architect of Hogwarts statue, which Bailey, we talked about like 8 weeks ago. Remember that?
I sure do. I can't believe that that's actually going to be a part of this.
It's gonna be.
It feels like it was a great discussion to have.
Why is it a minifigure and not just like a piece that's put onto the?
Makes no sense.
That actually goes in the castle.
It's so you can place him where you want. Maybe he's like a moving statue.
I like these micro figures. That's like the most. That's so fun. I would just put them in all these different situations. I'd be like,
Oh,
okay, there's
yeah.
Harry and Draco in the Slytherin common room. There's some some Ravenclaws hanging out, like fighting Lord Voldemort in the Chamber of Secrets. Like you could just make like so
Oh
many.
my gosh.
The possibilities are
possibilities.
endless.
Yes. Because that's what I used to do with my like flight of the hippogriff. You know, it's like 200 pieces, and I'm like, oh, how cool. So now to have an entire Hogwarts, I'm like losing my mind about it.
You
Oh
know,
my gosh.
my wife got the Disney castle and built that. It took, I mean, it was like 500-page booklet on the instructions. I was like, oh my
So
God.
cool.
And then it was like, what, like 5,000 pieces or something like that? It was a crazy amount, but
Yeah,
this
I was
one-
tempted to get that one.
I want that one
I'm glad
too.
I didn't because now I'll just get this one.
Yeah, just get this. So with the Hogwarts, you're going to also have the Chamber of Secrets, the Goblet of Fire, the Great Hall, Professor Umbridge's office, and the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, along with the Whomping Willow and Hagrid's hut. So we're getting it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yay. Guys, this comes out on my birthday.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
It
Yeah.
comes out on September 1st.
Oh my gosh.
Ultimate birthday present.
Yeah, only $400 for your birthday. There you go.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself on my birthday. It's my birthday. I'm getting myself a Hogwarts castle. Best birthday ever.
Seriously.
I'm going to be like a niffler trying to put it in my sack whenever I walk out of the store. Nifflers be like, treat yourself. All right. I will.
Baby Niffler.
Baby nifflers, right? Just steal it a piece at a time.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. No, we do not condone stealing on the show. Please don't steal the Hogwarts set.
That's what the Nifflers do. And then that's why Eddie is there and has to be like, no, Nifflers, this is wrong.
Being their mama.
Nifflers. Yeah, he's the mama. For sure.
Okay, so thank you so much for the news, Gretchen and Bailey. There was a lot of it to get through. And before we wrap up today's show, let's have a little bit of fun. I mean, we've had fun on the show so far today. At least I have. I know that I have.
We've had fun.
Let's go.
Don't worry. It's everyone.
Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead and play a game. And Brizzy and Tessa, I believe that you guys play this game as well. And I mean, this is complete coincidence. Like, I never knew that you guys played this, but I thought it was cool that we could throw it in the show. So this is called
Let's do it.
Would You Rather? And for people that haven't heard of this game before, if you haven't been listening to the past 50 episodes of the show, this is a game where we throw out two options, two places, two people, two different whatevers, and the person has to pick which one they choose, and then they tell why they chose that one. Lots of fun with that. Brizzy, this one is for you. Ooh. This is truthy. Okay, Brizzy, would you rather have detention with Snape, where you have to clean out all of the all of the cauldrons without using magic, or would you rather have detention with Filch and you have to clean Hogwarts without any magic, which is
Clean Hogwarts, like the floors and stuff?
Yeah, mop Hogwarts.
I definitely want to clean the cauldrons. I feel like I could at least be sitting down and do that. There wouldn't be as much physical labor involved, as long as it's not an actually dangerous to touch thing, which I feel like Snape would get in trouble for if he made me do that without the proper precautions.
I couldn't imagine like getting some of that crap off of those cauldrons. Like, I mean, especially like Neville's. I mean, not Neville's. Seamus's. You know, because everything seems to go wrong with Seamus. He blows everything up. You find his eyebrows like at the bottom of the cauldron. Aw, poor Seamus. Okay, so who do we have next? Brizzy to Tessa.
Oh, Tessa, would you rather compete in the Triwizard Tournament or the Quidditch World Cup?
Well, I guess the Quidditch World Cup, because there's not like, inevitable death in there, because like people die in this
it's not
tournament.
Inevitable.
People, are you kidding me?
People die playing Quidditch?
Nah, Quidditch would be, even though I wouldn't be good at Quidditch, I would still attempt. So I could try. I could be a team member. It's not just me. When you're in the Triwizard Tournament, it's like you are not only representing yourself, but like your whole school. There's so much pressure. There's like all these
Quidditch World
tasks.
Cup is so much pressure. Like the whole world is watching.
Yeah.
Not just 3 schools.
There's still like not death involved and dragons and like I don't like going underwater and like I'm afraid of that. So no. I can take the pressure of being in front of people if my team fails, It's not just me failing. If I fail and die in the Triwizard Tournament, I'm dead.
So
Cedric is dead.
I assume you wouldn't want to be the keeper or the seeker then, because those are very high pressure positions.
Oh no, I mean if I could choose anything, I would not play Quidditch at all. I would just be the announcer, but I'd just be like a chaser, beater, a member of the team, not so vital. So yeah, no seeker, no keeper for me. Okay, Gretchen, Would you rather be polyjuiced into Gilderoy Lockhart or Professor Umbridge?
Oh, goodness. I think that's the first time I've heard polyjuiced as a verb. I really like that. I'm going to go with Lockhart because at least then I can kind of act like I'm awesome and like kind of be oblivious, and majority of people will respond to it, especially like moms, middle-aged moms. And I'll take that crowd. I don't care.
Get that mom demographic.
Yeah, you have to really own it though to be Lockhart. You have to really commit to his character. Yeah, you gotta be able to sell it. So if you can sell it, girl, go for it.
Yeah, you gotta sell it. I can do it. All right. Who am I asking? Bailey, would you rather be followed by a boggart that only you can see? So it's haunting you, but you're the only one who can see it. And maybe it changes with your fears. That's up to you. Or would you rather, in every game of Quidditch you play, let's imagine a scenario where you play Quidditch often. In every game you play, you are hit by bludgers the entire time. Doesn't matter what position you are. You're just being wailed with bludgers, and there's nothing that the beaters can do to stop it. So boggart or bludgers?
I have to have people think I'm crazy or get hit all the time.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna go with the invisible boggart because at least I can try and keep it to myself, and I'm just gonna have to get over my fears, whereas the bludger sounds like it's gonna hurt quite a bit.
Right. The boggart's helping you. I'm helping you face your fears.
You just walk around.
I feel like this is Divergent.
Yes. Exactly.
Just walk around like every few seconds just trying to cast ridiculous, and everybody's looking at you like, what are you doing?
Like I'm ridiculous.
yeah, pretty much.
It's a catchphrase.
Yeah, it's a normal word. You don't know the spelling.
Who knows? All right, Terrence, you ready?
No. Go ahead.
Would you rather only ever eat from skiving snack boxes for the rest of your life, and they taste really good, but obviously there's side effects, or you can eat whatever you want, but you can never taste anything?
Oh my goodness. Boy, this is tough because I like food and I like tasting food and but skiving snack boxes, I feel like the same kind of tastes would get stale, not to mention the side effects. I don't know. I would have to. Okay, so I'll go with the second one, where I can still eat what I want, but I can't taste anything. I mean, it's food. At least it's food. At least I know it won't kill me or give me a bloody nose or anything like that. I just those are
gonna have to smell it a whole lot.
Yeah, smell, sights. Make it look really pretty.
Well, if you can't taste it, I don't think you can smell it either. Ugh.
Taste is a different sense than smell. They're connected.
This is true. You can still smell. I guess you could kind of get the essence of the food from the smell.
Boy, that's not teasing.
Yeah. That's hard. That would be tough.
Wow. All right. Well, that is how we play This or That, rebranded as Would You Rather, here on Hogwarts Radio. And that actually does wrap up our show this week. We want to thank our guests so much for being on. Tessa, it is so wonderful just to see you both here on our video chat. Yeah, so lovely in a closet. This is so Harry Potterish.
Yes. We're embodying Harry,
Yeah,
right.
I actually have a bunch of Quidditch jerseys hanging behind me.
Nice.
Amazing.
Meant to be.
Tessa, where can everybody find you online if they're looking?
Well, you can find me on the internets at Tessa Netting on Instagram, Twitter, all the places. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tessa Netting. And of course, our podcast, Fantastic Geeks, and where to find them. Brizzy and I have that podcast together. And it talks all about Harry Potter related geekiness and other fandoms as well. Lots of sorting, lots of games, lots of fun.
Awesome.
What about you, Briz?
Yeah, Fantastic Geeks as well. Check that out and check out the Fantastic Beasts trailer breakdown episode.
Yeah,
we obsess. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Hit me up at Brizzy Voices, BRIZZY, and I'm on the YouTubes. youtube.com/Brizzy.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for taking the time out of your day to join us here on our penultimate episode to our 10th anniversary episode, which is coming out in just a few days. So this episode is released, of course, today, Sunday, but our 10th year anniversary show is going to be released on Wednesday, August 1st, because that will be our 10th year of podcasting. We're celebrating 10 years of Harry Potter podcasting.
Woo!
Which means no new episode coming next Sunday. So, bit of a drought there, but you guys will make it through. We've got Hogshead Radio coming for our patrons out on patreon.com/Hogwarts Radio. We invite you to sign up to that. And also, as a reminder, you can stay up to date with us over on Twitter and Facebook. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Once again, I'm Terrence Pinkston.
I'm Bailey Riddle.
And I'm Gretchen Rush.
And that does it for episode 206. We'll be back for our 10th anniversary show, episode 207. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was bloody brilliant.
Codswallop.